So today I decided to record my drum session where I practiced. Lately I've been practicing the Steve Reich pattern in different ways, and I've actually come up with a thing I like to call the Steve Reich challenge. So the Steve Reich challenge is actually using the Steve Reich clapping music pattern, 1 2 3 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 3, over and over again, and displacing it until you've arrived once again at the top, which is the 3. Not only are we playing this pattern, but we're playing it at a very slow tempo, 25 BPM to be precise. I usually feel clapping music in 3. So what we're going to do, we're going to listen to our 25 BPM pulse and find how to subdivide it in 3. Let's get started. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Don't forget to close your eyes. It really helps with the concentration. So now that you've played it with your right hand, now you're going to want to move on to your left hand. You get the idea, and now we're going to move on to the right foot. And now we finally play it with the left foot. The point is really trying to make these rhythmic patterns sound and feel comfortable and accurate with the metronome pulse, but sometimes that is very difficult and hard to achieve. Now that we've completed the Steve Reich challenge on all 4 limbs, we're going to add a subdivision from another limb. So in this case, we're going to subdivide the 25 BPM into 3. So it's essentially like a bar of 3/4. For starters, we can use the left foot as this 3 subdivision. Now it's getting a little bit more complicated. So what you're going to do, you're going to want to play it next with your left hand, with your right foot, and then decide to play the 3 subdivision on your right hand and play the pattern with your left foot. Get creative on what kind of combinations you use. So that's the second step. Now the third step, we're actually going to play the pattern against the 4 subdivision. All right. So what's great about 12/8 is that it fits in 4 and it fits in 3. What we're going to do now, we're going to subdivide the 25 BPM into 4. That'll change the feel from a 3/4 to a 4/4 pattern, and that's what's really fun about 12/8 patterns. First off, we're going to place our 4 subdivision on top of the 25 BPM, and then we'll add the clapping music onto it. 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. The step 4 is actually where it gets a little bit more complicated. We are going to go in and out of the 4 subdivision and the 3 subdivision. I have to admit that I'm very new to this Steve Reich challenge, but I thought it was a really interesting way to use Steve Reich's clapping music. I think a good place to start is actually just playing all eighth notes on the snare. Here we go for the exercise where we're going in and out. Well, that was difficult, folks, I have to say. But I also think that it was a great learning experience, and it's really shown me that I really have a lot to work on, and that's quite motivating, to say the least. If you have any comments or question regarding this exercise or my philosophy on drum practices, please feel free to send me a comment or email me a question or send me a fax, whatever your means of communication are. Reach out, and I wish you a happy day.